house. Here we are. We are live.
We made it.
Yes, we made it. And while I was waiting for you, I created this banner. Isn't this fun?
That is awesome. Very good. See, I should be late more often.
There you go. Well, you weren't late. You were on time. Just your camera wasn't cooperating.
I was early. My camera was deciding it wasn't going to work. Technology is fun.
Technology.
But I am so excited to have this conversation. So I am excited to be here.
I know. I am going to actually join this event here on LinkedIn if I can get in here. I don't know how to do that. I feel like I'm falling behind the technology too. So how do I go to the chat folders? It's like you can't do one thing, you can't do another. Here we go. Okay. I should practice. What I should do is off camera practice all of this.
No, this is why I'm smart. I let somebody else run these and then I just show up more or less on time.
Not just smart, brilliant. Right? I just show up.
I show up, sort of.
Well, let's start with maybe some introductions. Right, for those of us who are new joining us, just introduce yourself, and then we'll start this conversation. I know you're dying to you're chomping at the bit to get there.
I am. This one is fun. Hi everyone. I'm Melissa Cohen. I am based in New York City. I am a personal branding and LinkedIn strategist. I help people to build their brand, find their voice, and build their business here on LinkedIn. And I'm excited to be here with my friend Wendy today.
Yay! And for those of you who I haven't met before, my name is Wendy Shore, rhymes with entrepreneur. And I also work with people to grow their LinkedIn presence, to grow their business and build brand authority. And my aim is to make sure that everybody can eventually grow their business to 6 or even 7 figures, especially with today's technology. It is easier than ever. Not easy, but easier to reach those 6 and 7 figure marks. So
it's like what you said. It's like what you said yesterday. There's no shortcut to overnight success. You got to still put in the work.
You have to still put in the work, but there's definitely, it's easier than it used to be, and it's more attainable than it used to be.
Yes.
Right? There's free tools that you can use. There's learning. And, if you're not in a place yet where you can afford to hire somebody to take you there, there's so much information, especially right here on LinkedIn, right?
Yes.
That just, you can follow me and Melissa. You'll learn a lot. Little plug.
Good plug, Wendy. And I'm excited to see we have some friends here this morning. Kimberly, it is early where you are, so thank you for joining us from California. And hello to Gregory, who I believe is in Canada.
Thank you for joining us. And Mark is here as well. Thank you, Mark. Hi, Mark. So we have been talking, obviously not, on LinkedIn, but sort of off, about all of these AI pods. Right. And, I'm a big fan of AI. I think AI can definitely help move the needle in your business. I think it could do a lot of things. But when it's used inauthentically and when it's used, in our opinion, as it shouldn't be, right, for what our opinion's worth, then it's not good. I mean, it's taking what people are afraid of with AI and making it into something it shouldn't be. And before I turn the mic over to you, I went to an event the other day. It was called the AI Digital Superstar. And it was local here in Boca Raton. And I knew the lady who was running it. And it was really a fabulous event. And they talked a lot about growing on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. Nobody yet for LinkedIn. So I'm volunteering. But there was an AI specialist. He was so good, and his presentation was fabulous. And he talked about all the ways he's using AI and how he's using AI agents to remind him to do things throughout the day, and just really incredible what you can do with AI. But he's not really on LinkedIn. And he said he uses LinkedIn to automate comments and create engagement. So to me, that's false engagement. And I went up to him afterwards and I said, your presentation was fabulous. I mean, it was really, really good. I loved everything except you broke my heart when you told me that you're using AI to comment on people's posts. So with that, I will turn the mic over to you because I know how you feel about this, and just want to just sort of figured that was a great segue in there.
That is a great segue. I would be remiss if I didn't say hello to Meryl, who has joined us this morning. If y'all don't know Meryl, you have to connect with Meryl because Meryl is the super connector of LinkedIn. I can't tell you how many events I have only attended because he has told me they are happening. So shout out to Meryl. I have come a long way with my opinion of AI. I used to be very anti-AI, very afraid of AI. I see a lot of value in it, right? So I'm doing a lot of speaking engagements right now. I'm doing a lot of webinars and online presentations. And what all of those require is a deck, right? And so I would sit there for hours putting together these Google Slides and these PowerPoints. And I've found an AI tool that can take what I put into Google Slides that looks like a hot mess, to be honest, because it's just ugly. It's just my words. And it can, give it a beautiful polished look. It can make it in different color schemes. It can add graphics. It can just organize the data in a way that looks really good, that for all the hours in the world, I could never get it to look that good. So I'm not anti-AI. I am very anti-fake automated engagement. And on a very personal level, I work with people to help them to grow their LinkedIn. And it sets a really bad example when people see, well, why does this person constantly get 1,000 likes on every post? And why does this person constantly get 500 comments on every post? It's because it's fake engagement pods. And that's inauthentic. It's not real. You're not building relationships. You're not connecting with people. If you want to go viral just for the sake of saying you went viral, then I guess that's the way for you. But you're not going to get anything else out of it, right? You're not going to meet people. If you respond to these bot comments, you're not going to get any response back because it's not a real person doing it. It's just automated software. And what I don't think a lot of people are aware of is you risk the safety of your LinkedIn account when you give your account access to some of these third-party plugins. There are some things that I believe have been built with LinkedIn's blessing, although I'm not an expert on that at all. And please don't ask me what they are because I don't know. But the vast majority of these, plugins, these Chrome browser plugins, they're not approved by LinkedIn. And it's giving your information to something that can easily be hacked. There have been all kinds of stories of how these pods have been hacked and user information has been shared. And that's a very real fear that people should be cognizant of.
There are more and more people who are creating these apps, right? And just like we talked earlier, there's no shortcut to success. And when you have somebody or you have a bot commenting for you, you're not really engaging. And like you said, yes, you could go viral, right? Or you seem to be going viral. I think more people are looking to see what the actual engagement is, number one. And it's still not you. You're not really engaging. And you can meet with somebody at a later time and they can say something regarding what you said and you would have no idea. It's the same reason that on LinkedIn, I would never allow a VA, forget a bot. I would never allow a VA to do my commenting, right? That is something I think you need to take ownership of. You want a VA to do your posting? You want to give them an idea? Fine. You want to do it on other platforms? Fine. But on LinkedIn, you're not becoming a thought leader on Instagram or on TikTok. You may be able to promote your business and you may be able to show people that you are, an expert in your field. but you ruin your reputation if you're doing things that are inauthentic and not really you, right? And you could fool people for only so long, but eventually they're going to catch on.
I think that's an excellent point. If you are, using one of these programs, it's not you and it's not your voice. And so, I think of all the times that I've been out somewhere and someone has said to me, "Oh my God, I love what you posted on LinkedIn the other day." Right. And I think to myself, I've never seen you on LinkedIn. And so I'll ask them, like, I'll say, "Oh, what did you like?" And they tell me. And I'm like, "Oh, okay. You really did see it." And so the reverse, right? If, to your point, if you are letting one of these programs comment for you and get engagement for you, if somebody has a real conversation with you, it's not going to match up. It's not going to be authentic, and they're not going to know what you're talking about because it's just a bot. And I really, really don't like that it makes people feel that they're not successful here if they're not achieving those results. And nothing could be further from the truth, right? I would rather have 10 people see okay, maybe not 10, but 10. I would rather have 10 people see my content that are my potential clients or people that I really want to engage with, people that I really want to know on a deeper level than 1,000 bot comments that don't mean anything, because I'm not getting anything out of those at the end of the day, right? That bot is never going to be my client. I'm never going to make money from that bot. And it's just not authentic, right? I think about in the last 5 years since I joined LinkedIn, since I started posting on LinkedIn, I've been here a lot longer, the people that I've met, right? The number of people that I have met both on the platform and off, right? Because I've met a ton of people in real life, and my life is so much richer for those friendships and those connections and those collaborations. And none of that is going to happen when you're just getting, a bunch of, I was going to say a bunch of great post comments, but the funny thing is these pods have gotten a lot better. They've gotten a lot smarter, and they can create comments that look real now, right? It used to be the dead giveaway that it was, great post, thanks for sharing, great insights, over and over again. And that was like the dead giveaway. But now, to your point, the comments are more robust and they look more genuine, but they're not. They're still just not coming from an authentic person.
And yes, so as the LLMs get better and better because they're being trained, and you can train it in your voice, it's still not you, right? Like I could take AI and write an entire plethora of posts
My favorite
about a subject that I'm not an expert in, right? Now, first, if I'm posting and it's wrong, because it's still, even though it's better, it still does hallucinate. So you could be posting false information, which, one, is not good for the people that you're trying to reach, and two, it ruin your reputation. But then when I meet you on the street, I can't have a conversation about it, right? And so when you write about what and if you want to use AI to tweak how you're saying it, or, there are sometimes I can't quite get the sentence the way I want it, or I use the same word over and over again.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Right. Then you say, I used to go to the thesaurus. Now I go to, Claude or ChatGPT, and I say, I've used this sentence, this word like 3 times. How else can I say it? And sometimes it gives me an idea, and then I don't really like what it says. And so I reframe it, but I still use the word that it gave me. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing I want to say is, I want to just go back to your point from a minute ago. I had a video recently that went viral, and I am at almost 6 million views on this. 6 million impressions, however, like almost 1 million views. That's a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's really a lot. And what I found was it didn't necessarily get the attention that I wanted. Now, the post itself was towards my ideal client. It had to do with International Women's Day, right? And it got a lot, and it was talking about women empowerment and stepping in and how, we've had to fight for our seat at the table, right? And yes, we've come a long way, baby, but there's still a long way to go. And I got a lot of bot comments. I got a lot of comments like, oh, show us where women are not being, treated fairly, or, that kind of like, I got a lot of great comments too, and I didn't even get that many comments. Obviously, I got a lot more views. The point is, none of that turned into anything. I was viral.
Yep.
And then I've had posts where maybe I've had 300 views, 30 comments, right? And it turned into a call.
Yep.
And so I'd rather have 10 people in the room who are interested in what I have to say than walk through the mall with a, one of those like bullhorns and nobody really cares, right? So
no, it's something that I don't think people give enough consideration to, right? Because we've been trained to want to go viral, right? That's the dream. We want virality.
It's ego.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of vanity metrics, and impressions in particular are the biggest vanity metric, right? Because look, I've never had anything get 6 million views ever, or even close to it. I think the most I ever had was about 500,000. And even that was fun. I did it last year because it was a post about the Summer Olympics. And it was fun. I really enjoyed like all the engagement. I really did. And then the next day my life went back to the way it was. Nothing earth-shattering happened.
Right.
I don't think I got any clients directly from it. Maybe I did. Maybe somebody saw it and said, oh, she's interesting, and paid more attention and became a client. No idea.
Could be.
But my life didn't change, right?
No.
And you also cannot authentically replicate that on a regular basis. And keyword being authentically, right? If you see someone who every single one of their posts has four-figure maybe, but 5-figure reactions,
right?
Something's not quite right? Not every single post, every single time. And a big giveaway for me is when you see people whose posts consistently have hundreds of reposts. That's just not normal activity, right? The vast majority of us don't repost super frequently. That one very viral post that I had, it did get several hundred reposts. That's one time in the 5 years that I've been posting on LinkedIn. I've never had another post get that kind of repost activity. So for me, when you see someone who every single one of their posts has, hundreds of reposts, that's not authentic.
And especially when it's not even that good. Right? Like you look at it.
No.
I've seen some people, there are some, let's call them influencers here on LinkedIn, who do a post, and I happen to just be on when the post comes out and I see it, right? Yes. And then I see that it has, and I see it grow, and it grows fairly quickly, but I start to see that I know some of these people that are commenting, right? Or, and so, yes, they'll get up to thousands of comments, but I feel that they may not be part of a pod, just have a very big following. Then there's other people who are influencers who have a tremendous amount of instant comments, like instant coffee. We don't do instant coffee here at LinkedIn. we like the slow brew. So, and you could tell, but sometimes when you're first new to the platform, you can't tell, right? And so you're like, how are they getting it? And it makes you feel that you're not doing the right things or not moving the needle, where in fact you really are.
Yes.
And that's, I think, the part that bothers me the most is that people are like, why are they getting it? What are they doing? I have all this knowledge. And it's not that they are getting it authentically or the right way. It's that they're paying to get it. And then what does that really prove? What does that do? It's like wearing a fake Rolex, right? Yeah. You may look good from the outside, but inside.
Yes.
And it's not real.
And the fake Rolex is not going to last very long.
No.
Those things tend to not be high quality.
Right.
I couldn't agree with you more. For me, I think I don't approve of the behavior. I also know that for the most part, they're not gaining anything from it. They think they are, but they're not. I forget who it was that said this to me. It might have been, somebody in the comments mentioned Daniel Hall, who does a lot of posts basically exposing these pods. He wrote a book exposing these pods. It might have been him who said it to me, but the only person who really benefits from these pods are the people that run them, right? Because they're getting the money. They're getting paid by all these people every week or month or however it might work. They're the ones benefiting. Nobody really else is. But what really bothers me on a personal level is exactly what we're talking about, that people feel that they're doing something wrong, that they're not seeing these results, or that their content is less than because they're not getting these results. And one thing I do want to say is, we can't be all things to all people, right? Nor should we try to be. And if you are a very senior level person, if you are speaking about a more niche subject, your content is not going to be for everyone. And that is really okay, right? You only need to reach the people who are relevant for you, whether those are, a future employer or a future client or a future collaboration partner, a future colleague. Those are the people that you need to reach when you're really sharing high level, very specific content. And so I hate to see people thinking that there's something wrong with what they're doing. And there isn't. There's nothing wrong with it at all.
Here's the other thing that you just made me think about when you were talking is if you're a career coach, right? Or if you help somebody write their resume, or if you are somebody who helps people get jobs, right? You're a recruiter. Or if you're like us a little bit, we help people leave their 9 to 5 to start a business, or we help them grow their business so that they can leave their 9 to 5, right? Some of these people are not going to be commenting on your posts because they can't. They don't want their employer to see it. And so it doesn't mean they're not watching. And I've had conversations with people that have referred to, like you said, the person who came up to you in the street in New York City, like they're watching and you're helping them. So you have to keep posting. Like I think you have an obligation to keep posting. Even if you're not getting the kind of response that you would like to have, it doesn't mean here on LinkedIn that people are not watching. They are. They're looking, they're learning, and they need what you have to say. I think it's really important to know that so that you keep going on regardless of whether you have 1,197 comments or you have 9, right?
I could not agree more. There is definitely a silent community here. And you're right, they're silent for a whole myriad of reasons. They might be really restricted by their employer. They might just not be comfortable being public on LinkedIn. They might just not be comfortable being public on any social media. They are absorbing your content. They are learning from you. They are clicking links that you provide. They are paying attention to what you're sharing. And I'm sure you and I both have many stories where people have DM'd us or, booked calls with us and you've never seen their name before, right?
Right.
Never seen their name. And then you find out, oh, I've been, reading your content for years.
That even happened at our meetup in New York City, right? When I met people who had seen my content, right? And never commented. So you don't know who's watching. And it's really important that one, you're being authentic. This is where that authenticity comes in, because once you lose any sort of credibility, it takes so long to build it, right? You have this expertise and you're building it. Like, don't ruin it by just trying to boost your ego and boost your vanity metrics. Like, just take the right path. And it is the right path, right? And eventually you will grow where you need to grow and you'll go where you need to go.
100%. I'm trying to keep a little bit of an eye on the comments, and I've missed 1,000 of them, but I love what Rich just said. So he said, when you impact one person, you impact 1 million people. It's the flywheel effect. And that's true, right? You impact someone, and then they take that and they impact someone. We have a lot more reach, and we have a lot more impact on people than we realize. And that's why it's so important to do this authentically. And there is no worse trap to fall into than that vanity metric trap. Like if everyone listening to this can take one thing away, it's don't get caught up in those vanity metrics. And also know that LinkedIn is a long game, right? A lot of people want to see instant success. They want, what did we just say at the beginning? There's no shortcut to overnight success.
That's right.
And there's no shortcut to LinkedIn success, to authentic LinkedIn success. There's shortcuts to fake LinkedIn success. But if you really want to build an authentic network, if you really want to get clients, find your next role, find people to collaborate with, whatever your goal is here, it's a long game and you have to do it authentically.
As you're talking, I'm like, yes. Exercising my neck. Like, I agree with you, everything you're saying. Before we wind up, and we are going to be, winding up because we end in just a few minutes, I just want to thank, we have missed some of the comments, and I want to say hi to a lot of people who have shown up. Leslie, Deborah, we said hi to Gregory and Kimberly earlier, and Mark. We have Akil here, with Daniel was here. Hi, Daniel. Great to see you. Esma, I'm going through comments. Deborah, Ian, Julie. Hi, Julie. Hi, Lauren. We have another Deborah. So we have 2 Deborahs here today. And of course, the ever-present Merrill, who lets everybody know whenever we have an event going on. He's lovely. Ari is here today. And Linda. And I'm going down, finding more people, a lot of comments. Thank you, Evan. Thank you. I love some of your comments. And Ari, we're so happy you find us funny. That's great.
I do want to point out that Daniel Hall, who's commenting, he is the guy that I was referencing earlier. So if this topic is interesting to you, give him a follow.
Yes.
He is the gentleman who wrote the book about, these fake engagement pods, and he has no problem calling them out frequently here on LinkedIn. So if you're not connected with Daniel, highly recommend.
Hi, Daniel. Hi, Alon. Hi, Brenda. Thank you all for joining us. And Ruth is here with us today. Thank you. And Joy. Joy is in the house. So yes, follow Daniel if you want to know where he joins the engagement pods, right? If I remember, and I follow him, I see some of his posts. Yes, don't get involved with the engagement pods. Really just keep putting out the content. It doesn't matter what it is, even if it's just a thought you had. You can use AI, ChatGPT, any of these programs to give you ideas of what to write with. You can say, this is what I do, and use it to give you ideas, and then write it yourself. Right. And then if you're not really happy with the way it sounds, okay, go ahead and put it in, but it's still your words. It's your thoughts, right? You're not allowing it to do the thinking for you. You're doing the thinking for yourself. And that's the important distinction for me on how to use AI, ethically.
It's a tool. It's not a replacement. That's my mantra.
It's not a creator.
It is not a creator. And I saw you looking at me slightly funny because I was laughing. Julie Trombley with the comment of the morning so far, it feels like Romper Room and seeing if your name will get called. So we've called you, Julie. Thank you for the memories, the flashback to Romper Room. We won't talk about how many years ago that was.
Here it is. It just showed up here on there's a little bit of delay with the comments showing up in StreamYard, so I don't get to them right away. But we thank everybody for it feels like I remember Romper Room.
Yep, me too. I wanted to be on it so badly. We sent my name in, but apparently you had to basically send your child's name in within like 5 minutes of the baby being born if you ever wanted to get off the wait list. So a dream unrealized.
As a kid, I always wanted to be on Zoom. I am now, not the Zoom I wanted to be on, but
I was like, Wendy, you're on Zoom like every day now.
I know, but not the Zuma.
Nope, not the Zoom of your
Giving away my age. Okay. On that note, I want to thank everybody who's been with us today. And if you're watching this on the replay, thank you for taking the time to watch it. We love to have some comments from you. Tell us your thoughts on this and tell us what you think about engagement pods, right? Tell us your real thoughts, whether you're for them, whether you're against them. That's okay. We just want to know, personally, we don't like them, but that doesn't mean that they're not right for you if only going viral is your thing.
I'm going to hard disagree there with you, Wendy, but that's okay.
You know what? I mean, some people just want to go viral, right? They'll never do business on LinkedIn. They'll never, it's not, what is your reason for being on LinkedIn? I don't like them. And I think that anybody that I would want to do business with or, create that relationship with isn't on them, but it doesn't mean that they don't work for some people for whatever reason. Right?
They work for the owners.
They work for the owners, right? They make a lot of money for the owners and you just pay money.
I'd rather buy a latte.
Right? And everybody, don't forget, let's all grab LinkedIn cups. Do you have your LinkedIn cup with you today?
I do not. We did not prepare well enough for this. No, I actually have water right now. Shame on me. Next month, I will have my LinkedIn mug.
Yes. Everybody grab your LinkedIn mug. And I think we should do that. We should post pictures, right? With a LinkedIn mug.
I love it. All right. I'll take a selfie later. I'll add it.
There you go. Again, thank you everybody for joining us. And it was great to see you. And you attempted to wait. I want to hear what Ari said. She attempted to have AI help me write her impact statement for her brother's victimizer. It said, ethically, it cannot respond that way for linked. Oh, that's interesting.
That's interesting.
Wow.
I want to think about that a little more. That's a very interesting. That's really interesting. It does. AI does have ethics, and yet it uses them very sparingly. So, and I know we have to go, but every Friday I create a tea party scene for my Friday Nugget posts, and I use the prompt of a magical tea party with an Alice in Wonderland feel. And I do this every single week. And then all of a sudden, every once in a while, it tells me that it can't do that. It's not allowed. And I have to remind it that, no, I'm not saying to make it literally Alice in Wonderland. It is just like that theme and that feel. And, oh, by the way, you've done this about 400 times. So why are you telling me now that you can't? And then it says, oh, sorry, you're right. So,
and by the way, I love them. I love looking at your LinkedIn nuggets and your for to follows and seeing the visuals, and every one of those coffee shops, I want to go have coffee in with you.
Oh gosh, same. I'm trying to see how I can make those real. I would love that.
All right. I know we got to go. Thank you everybody for being with us. And we look forward to seeing you. We did not set the date for next month yet, but we will see you next month.
Let's do that soon. Bye, everyone. Thank you.